This is a Georgian mourning ring. It was made in 1822, so it's over 200 years old. And it has hair under the glass inside.
There's an inscription which reads J. Mitchell, Ob. April 29th, 1822, AET 26. Ob is short for obiit, which means deceased or died. The date that follows, April 29th, 1822, is the date of death. AET is an abbreviation of aetatis, a Latin word meaning of the age of. So this ring is a piece of memento mori, commemorating J. Mitchell, who died aged 26. It isn't much to go on. J. Mitchell could be a woman or a man, but on the basis that a woman was more likely to wear this kind of ring, I decided to focus on men, and I delved into ancestry and Find My Past to try to pin down some possible identities for young Mr. Mitchell. My best bet was James Mitchell, who I found in the Greater London Burial Index. He was born in about 1796 and was buried in Highgate, London on the 4th of May 1822, making him 26 years old when he died. Everything seems to fit together very neatly. My next step was to find better confirmation of that burial record. The only Anglican burial ground in Highgate in 1822 was Highgate School Chapel at the top of Highgate Hill. This drawing of the chapel was published in 1830. Let's just brighten that up a bit. I would love to know whether one of those headstones belongs to James. And could that be his wife and child returning from visiting his grave? Unfortunately, the original Highgate School Chapel was pulled down in 1833, so we can't visit it today. The new parish church, St Michael's, was built to replace it in 1832. All Saints' Church came along in 1839, and finally the old school chapel was replaced with a new one in 1866. As the index specifies Highgate, my best guess is that James Mitchell was buried at this school chapel. But Highgate folk were also buried at St Pancras Old Church, St Mary Hornsey or St Mary Islington or other local churches. So without seeing the original record, I can't be confident. I checked Find a Grave, Deceased online and in the monumental inscriptions of Middlesex, but all with no luck. I also checked the British Newspaper Archive for an obituary, but no joy there either. Now, if I was in London, I would search the burial registers in the archives, and maybe there would be some more clues. But for now, this particular line of inquiry has defeated me. So the next question is, who owned the ring? Well, that's even harder to establish. James might have been single, in which case the ring could have belonged to a mother or a sister. Or perhaps he was in love, engaged or married. That's a broad selection of possibilities. Unfortunately, the ring predates the 1841 census, so my options for finding his family are rather restricted. A lot of the parish records are only available online as indexes, and there could be a great many records missing altogether from the genealogy portals. There are two strong leads for a baptism. First choice is a James Mitchell who was baptised on the 3rd of June 1796 at St Marylebone, Westminster, the son of Robert Mitchell and Susanna Wrigglesworth. And my second choice is probably a James Mitchell who was born on the 17th of August 1796 and baptised on the 4th of September 1796 at All Hallows Church, Tottenham, the son of John and Sarah Mitchell. Now, I can hear some of you shouting from here, hang on a minute, wouldn't that make him 25, not 26? Well, not necessarily. At that time, it was still quite common to say that someone who we think of as 25 was in the 26th year of his life. Confusing, eh? The preference for completed years was increasing, but it was probably still likely that on a ring using Latin or ecclesiastical terminology, they would also choose to count his age in the old-fashioned way. The best lead for a marriage is probably one in St Pancras in 1816, when a James Mitchell married Eliza Harland. But there are plenty of other possibilities, especially when you consider that James and his family may not have stayed in the same area. There are far too many options to pin down our James without following each one through his whole life. So it's time to call a halt to my research. My last job was to take the ring to Tamworth Jewellers, and they said that the small dark stones were probably garnet rather than jet. As for the setting, they suspected that this was pinchbeck, not gold. Pinchbeck was a unique alloy of 3 parts zinc to 4 parts copper. It was a popular gold substitute in Georgian times because it was durable and didn't tarnish easily. The exact formula was a closely guarded family secret, and it's believed that it was lost on the death of the inventor's second son, Edward Pinchbeck. Examples are becoming increasingly rare and collectible. Well, I hope you enjoy this little mystery. I'm putting this ring up for sale in my Etsy shop. Would you like to take over the search?